Hello everyone, welcome back to our series on Microsoft Entra ID with Adnan Hendricks and myself. Hi Adnan.
Hi, Kazeem. It's great to be back here.
Alright, our focus today is going to be on roles and admins. Adnan, let's start with an explanation of what roles and admins are.
Well, Kazeem, we try to work according to role-based access control, and that means where whatever role or position you are in the company as an IT person, there comes certain actions and responsibilities with that role, right? So you don't want everybody to be able to do the maximum changes in your tenant, for example, like global administrators. And we generally try to keep those rights to a minimum so we can have different kinds of roles and just place our IT people in the right role for their job.
Okay, so where can we locate them on the Entra portal and how do we utilize them?
Let me share my screen and then we can
Okay.
have a look. I'm in my identity section. So under roles and admins, we have the roles and admins option. So as you can see on my screen, my role that I currently have is a global administrator, but I might have guys that will only need to view user details. So this is where I can go and look at the role, and you can see there's quite a large number of roles listed already, and you'll see that one of the roles is user administrator. So whatever maybe help desk or desktop administrator staff, people that need to do manage users and groups, I can just add them into this role and assign it to them. For example, like I already have a user assigned this role, Lee,
Mm.
and then I can add more people. And whenever they
Uh,
sign in, they can manage users and groups.
okay. Thank you, Adnan. So you've mentioned we can see so many roles, but I'm wondering, Adnan, are we also able to create custom roles, or are we just stuck with those default roles that we have here?
Well, Entra is always very flexible. So if you do have the need for a custom role, now remember, because there's a large number of built-in roles that in some situations they cover everything, but in some organizations, I understand that they want to have the flexibility to take and mix and match, and combine a number of actions into a custom role, and that's perfectly possible.
So I'm going to go to the next one, Adnan. We also have administrative units. What's the purpose of administrative units in Entra? And how do we create one?
Well, referring back to my screen, under
Okay.
roles and admins, I have admin units. And as you know, Kazeem, Entra ID, it doesn't really have a structure like we used to be used to with Active Directory, where you create an organizational unit and you can manage and structure that. But now, let's say in your tenant, you might have a specific department. If you look on my screen, you'll see that the nuclear department has their own administrative units. And the nice way that we can manage a high priority or sensitive accounts, groups, or devices is by placing them in an admin unit and then selecting the specific employees that need to manage them. So I can split up my organization into different admin units and have specific people manage those users, devices, and groups within those departments, for those eyes only kind of situations.
Yeah, okay. So it's quite similar to the administrative unit that we still have back with the on-prem AD.
Right. Similar, yeah. So looking at administrative units, you can see I've already added one. So you could just
Yeah.
add, give it a name, And for this, I can do finance, for example. And one of the options that I can do is also restrict management of the administrative units. So remember, I'm global administrator, and I can have that inherited to my underlying admin units. I can restrict the management of this administrative units, so only specific administrators will be able to affect that. Once I have those, I can assign these roles. So groups administrators, user, for example, user. And here I can say, well, Kazeem, he's going to be the user administrator for this administrative unit. Review and create. You can see for finance, my user administrator is going to be Kazeem. I click on create. So my administrative unit is created. And now what I can do is I can go and select my administrative unit, and I can add the members to that. So all the users, the groups, and the devices that belong to finance, I can add to that administrative unit, and my administrator, Kazeem, can go and manage those, and he'll be responsible for those.
I also see that within the rules and admin section, there is a subsection where we have delegated admin partners. What does this entail, and when is it necessary to use it?
Well, Kazeem, quite often I end up in that role as a person that has my own company. Now, delegated admin partners are mostly for organizations that don't really have an IT organization. So they are just a normal business, and they generally outsource all the IT needs to a Microsoft partner or an IT partner that manages their Microsoft services or their tenant as a whole. So generally, if you connected to a cloud solutions partner or Microsoft partner that's managing your IT, they will be listed in this view with the name of the partner, the type of relationship with the CSP, and also the roles. And then once again, they can also have an expiration date listed.
So as the owner of the tenant, we're able to take charge and define what the partners are able to do on our tenants. That's correct, right?
Well, generally, it's as more to do with you could have a cloud solutions partner that you've asked to be your security operations, or they the partner that you basically buying your licenses and thing from. So what will be listed is they can create a subscription or set up a tenant and build the entire tenant, but because they're not the owner, like you're still responsible for the payment of that tenant. It has your domain names registered, etc. They're only the implementation partner and also the management partner. So it's just that their administrative partners will be listed in this. So they'll be able to manage your users and devices, etc.
Okay.
In your tenant.
Okay.
All right, Adnan, are there any last words that you want to leave the people with regards to roles and admins before we close out the show today?
The advice I can give is definitely to start using those. I know that you have the roles and admins, and with the Entra ID P2, they can utilize PIM or Privileged Identity Management, where people can be either assigned the role or request the role on a per need basis. So that's a step above just being a role and admin. So only using the roles or admins when you need it, really.
All right, so here's where we wrap up today's episode. Thank you very much, Adnan. And from Adnan and myself, it's a bye-bye, and we'll see you again in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye, Kazeem.